Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my very first episode of Bebe Kumi. Bebe Kumi meaning drink with me. And I started this podcast actually. I wanted to start it since last year, if I'm not mistaken, when I was in quarantine. But there was a lockdown, not quarantine, lockdown. And I really didn't know what to talk about or what I'm going to be blabbering about actually. So afterwards, I got an idea to do about food and beverage because that's the thing I relate with more and I have more knowledge of. And this podcast is something that it's going to be, we're going to be talking with different people like restaurant owners, cooks, bartenders, brewers, ambassadors, everything that you guys can imagine about the food and beverage industry. So my name is Francesco Leonora, and I'm from a small island called Curacao, like you guys see in the background. And I really didn't intend to fall in bartending. I was actually studying for electromotor engineer. I got my diploma of that. Yeah, I got my diploma, but I didn't. It was just something that I wanted to finish and something that I wanted to do, but it wasn't really something that I loved doing. So it was just, for me, it was just a backup or anything else that to finish school and have at least a diploma of something. So after, while I was working at, while I was going to school, I started a job at Avila Beach Hotel. Avila Beach Hotel is a hotel. It's not the biggest, but it's a small hotel. It's I think 200 and something rooms, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a lot of years. So I started there as a waiter for events, banquets, and stuff. So I started when I was 18. And yeah, I never left. I never stopped doing things in this business. So I started as a waiter, and after 2 weeks, I think, of working there, I went to bartender. They just like promoted me or whatever for a bartender, and because I was moving well, I was fast and everything. So for them, it was a smart idea to put me as bartender behind for the events, for everything. It was pretty busy. We had a lot of events from different places, different companies and stuff. So it was nice. After I think 2 years of doing that and only events, 2 years of doing only events, I'm not winning a lot, but because I was working a lot of hours and I got as much money as I needed to just do what I wanted. And at that time, I was still living at my mom's house and everything. So for me, it was okay. Meanwhile, doing school and also side jobs, side works, so like bartending for like events or parties, carnival, jump in, and all those stuff. So I was always doing bartending to the side of my normal job. After that, they called me up. At Avila Beach, they wanted me to work at the Blues Bar. The Blues Bar is a bar that was like they made it so fully wood. They make it the restaurant itself is made out of wood. And every Thursday there was a jazz night, blues night. Band will be come and play. There was like the stage was above the bar, so right on top the band got to get out of a stair, and instruments came down from there. So you got to watch out that you don't get in the head with a microphone or a guitar. So that was always fun to go through. I worked there. I worked at the Blues Bar for about ever since till I like left Avila, but I worked there. I met a cool guy. A guy that taught me actually a lot about, he introduced me actually to the world of mixology, and I'm really grateful for him. Shout out to Raleigh. And yeah, he taught me a lot about everything that has to do with mixology and everything fresh. Because before I was just working for events. So for events, we got a big batches, and everything was pre-made already. So I will grade like the margarita or the pre-batch lime. So lime and a lot of sugar. So to make avilamunchi is like lemonade, something like that, but not with lemon, but with lime, so like that, and everything was pre-batched and everything. So after meeting him, I learned from him to make everything fresh because it tastes way better, and that's something that a lot of people still doing wrong. Not I know that things that are fresh are more expensive, but you got to find a balance. If you find a balance, it can be worth it. So because if you make fresh lime juice, you squeeze fresh limes, you get lime juice, and if you boil the leftover peels or the leftover lime, and that oil is going to be released, and it's going to be released in the water that you're boiling with all the limes in it. It's going to be more a bitter taste. Let's say that. So anyway, so he introduced me to everything fresh. After he taught me a lot, he forced me into a competition that I really didn't wanted to go. But after learning from him, I got to know some stuff. So I was like, why not? I entered the competition. Normally, the place that you worked for had to pay for it, but they didn't. So he had like let's say, a mobile bar, and they paid for me to enter the competition. I'm really grateful for that. And after entering the competition, I got, I think, 6th place because I sucked, but I was really happy with my performance there because it was something new, something different, a new challenge that I really didn't know how to attack it or how to do it, So the competition itself, it was something that you go through for 4 days. The first day is going to be more of a introduction, a workshop, what's trending, what's the rules, everything, and all. And after the first day, you will meet all the bartenders that you're going to be competing with. And the competition is 4 days, like I said. The first day is what the fuck? Oh, the first day is rum and non-alcoholic competition. So you got to make something non-alcoholic, and you got to make a rum-based cocktail. Any dark rum. Añejo, gold, whatever that you want to make, white rum, everything. It had to be Bacardi, not sponsored. It had to be Bacardi, and in that competition, because every competition has their own brands that they want to put on the spotlight like that. So on that, I made, I can remember this, like it was 2018, 2017, 2008. No, 2007. No, 2018. Yeah, it was 2018. So after doing that, it became. It was really nerve-wracking doing that first time because you got to get a mic right next to your mouth. You got to be talking. You got to be making a cocktail. You got to explain. You got to push out some cringy jokes to make the people that fake laugh that everybody does. Sometimes the jokes stick, sometimes they don't, but you never know. Yeah, after the first day, it was really really nerve-wracking. The second day came around. I think we got 1 day of like rest, and we got a chance to train more or whatever, or focus and see what went wrong actually on the first day. So one thing that I knew already went wrong for me was the speech, the talking, because I'm not somebody that was used to talking and everything about what I'm making, or when people come to the bar, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is a cocktail I make with pineapple juice, blah blah blah. So at that point, I was like, okay, I got to work on that. That's my weakness that I really stood out, So on the second competition day, you had to make a vodka-based cocktail, but it has to have a culinary aspect to it. So for me, I didn't have a lot of experience yet with culinary. Only thing that came to mind at that point was foam. So charged in a canister and made a foam out of it. So I made a foam out of, if I'm not mistaken, and it worked when I tried it. A lot of people told me you can't put alcohol to make a foam, but this worked, or I put too much or whatever. When I tried it out, it was gin, Saint Germain, or elderflower liqueur, lemon, um, egg whites, and I put, I think, squash in it, like a muddle squash, or just, yeah, muddle squash, I think. And I charged it, everything. It was perfect. It was good. It was what the cocktail needed. So competition day came. I tried that for about 3-4 times already. Every time it came out perfectly with a beautiful foam, and I was happy. I got all the taste in it. It was just perfect. Cool. Competition day came. I was prepping in the back. I was like, okay, there was 2 people before me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start. My can was cold. Let's say that my can was cold. Okay, I'm gonna start charging. Everything was pre-made. So the only thing I have to do is pour it in the can, crack 2 eggs. 2 eggs, yeah, crack 2 eggs. Get 2 egg whites in there and charge it. So I charged it 2 times, and when I just tried it, if to see if the foam came out, it was just liquid. The only thing I can do is charge it one more time and see if it's gonna become like a foam. So charge it 3rd time, shook it, nothing happened. It's just it stayed the whole time. It stayed a liquid. So my great luck. That was the only aspect as that for me that was culinary. So for that, I just got out there, started making the cocktail. Everything was going smooth. In my back of the mind, like what I'm going to do with this canister full of liquid, because it's not a foam. My unexperienced and nervous ass was just like, okay, just pour this liquid that you charged in the cocktail, in the shaker. So I poured that in, and yeah, I shook everything. Got to make 2 cocktails. So the similar, but 2 cocktails, one for the judges, one for the guests, and everything. So double shake that. And when I was going to open the first one, and we were streaming live on Facebook, I opened that first thing, and everything like blew out, like bah, all over my arm and shit. So everybody was very supportive. Like, yeah, man, just keep going. Nothing happened. I was like, okay, cool. I keep on going. I served the cocktails to the judges and the guests. It exploded, but it wasn't like I lost a lot of liquid from the cocktail itself. So I poured it. Of course I got lost point. I lost points there. It then had a culinary aspect. I spoiled the cocktail almost everywhere, and so I lost a lot of points there. So after that nerve-wracking day, I was like full of shame and stuff. So, but I still went on for the last day. There was a mystery basket round, and you just get there and they pull off a sheet off a table, and they just like, yeah, you got to work with, let's say, lychee liqueur. Just saying something. So the main ingredient is lychee liqueur. You can do whatever you want with, but you have to have lychee liqueur in it. So I made I don't remember that day what it was. I think elderflower. I think I can't remember. So I made a cocktail. It was delicious. I think something with basil or mint. Something I made like that. It was good. It was okay, and I got 6th place. I was very happy with that because I thought I was going to be last place. And after I was still working at the Avila Beach after the competition. After that, I got promoted to F&B supervisor and bar supervisor. Actually, I was more focused on the bar. All the bars, actually, changing everything out, buying, costing, everything, making cocktail menus. That never happened. Anyway, and after that, I started working. While I was working at the Avila Beach, I started working at Luke's Cocktail Bar. That's a place that I learned a lot from. How these guys work, how fast they make cocktails, how easy everything goes, how smoothly it runs. I was a bar back, and I was happily a bar back there. It didn't mean that I was like scared of being in front of the bar. But for me at that point, it was something that I really, really wanted to learn more than just standing at the bar and serving drinks. I wanted to just learn the process, carving ice blocks, making syrups, and all those stuff. So for me, it was a great experience just being a bar back and serving people, cleaning glasses, and at the end of the night getting some shots, So it was a whole different experience than working in the corporate industry, So after that, I went for my second competition. I got third place, same competition the next year, 2019. Again, something went wrong in the culinary round. I was trying to blaze a cocktail. That was like you lit your cocktail on fire and you throw it in different canisters. It worked perfectly, but it just wouldn't. The fire wouldn't start, or it just got off. Anyway, that went bad. I got third place that year. I did Henry's competition. Henry's is a local gin on the island. And I don't remember. I think I got fifth, something like that. And afterwards, in 2018, I got a call from the Marriott. The Curacao Marriott called me up. The beverage manager, called me up. He asked me if I wanted to come work at the Marriott as a head bartender. I had to think about it for a while because I was an F&B supervisor at the Avila, and I'm gonna go downgrading to a head bartender. It was but still, for me, my time at the Avila at that moment was done because I didn't feel like I can learn anything else in there for my growth. So for me, it was a little step back, but knowledge-wise, it was a step forward. So I went there. Still working there, by the way. And yeah, it was just amazing, great people, met great people. COVID hit. I was head bartender, now I'm F&B supervisor at the Marriott, but more I'm the one that handling the beverage side, the bars and everything, making the cocktail menus, costing, inventory. Yeah, after that, I'm still working at the Marriott, doing what I love, bartending, and also learning along the way. Met great people, met wonderful people, and that's the thing that I love about bartending. You meet so many people, and people open up so much to you that it's crazy. But for this was like a little introduction of me. What do you guys can expect? How did I get into bartending, and how did I get into this industry actually, and why I really wanted to start this podcast? Because I feel like a lot of people don't know what's going on. But I really love this industry, love everything that has to do with it, everything that you learn, how much things you can just make, and you never stop learning, So that's the love that I really have for this. And why I started actually this podcast, so people can listen or watch it and get something out of it. I wanted to get out, and people I wanted to interview or be with me on this podcast to teach us more about what their focus is on their subject. Stay tuned for more upcoming episodes and everything for this podcast. And for this podcast is that I'll be interviewing farmers, bartenders, chefs, brewers, distillers, people, brand ambassadors, and everything else that you guys can imagine that has to do with this industry. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys liked my small introduction. I'll see you guys next time with the next episode. I hope you guys will enjoy it. I hope you guys follow, subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Spotify and in iTunes. And I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.